things with.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me, I kind of know this. Thank you.
Testing. Testing.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm ready, sir.
All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Yahweh Shabbat to the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shema Alatah, Ba'ashim Yahushai to the sisters. We are the Isupk Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, under Commander General Yohana, and we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group.
Right.
We teach that all so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. We are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
And the Europeans or the white man that you know of today is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Devil.
So for those who have been tuning in the Sabbath service, we're going to be reading from the beginning, Genesis, which means in the beginning, and we're going to be reading the first 7 verses in the Hebrew, and we continue. So we're going to be continuing. For anybody who's been watching, we're talking about creation.
Right.
Right. So we'll do a brief recap of everything, and we'll continue as we get on the class. You got anything like that?
Live, so you hey, well respected with the words.
All right. And with that, I might even just me and the brother.
Let's see. La Yashala, which means to Israel. Amayim, Wapanyaha Kwadum, which means to rise and face the east. We'll be going over the prayers in the Hebrew and then in English. Repeat after me, please. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Lathalanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kaba Wafyanawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kaba Wafyanawa, Wala'a, Tabiyanawa, Balasayawan, Abal, Habashinawa, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Lakam, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahata Parat, La'ai Walamyam, Aman.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the English.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth, as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread,
And forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver
but
us
deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom,
thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Amen. This is Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai,
Baruch Shah,
Baruch Shai,
Nathan Lanawa,
Father Now,
Hakak,
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 La'pa'ah,
La'pa'ah,
Kal Maka'Allah,
Call Makala,
Wakal Madawa,
Wakal Madawa,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Latahar,
Latahar,
Hamatazarayim,
Hamatas Raya,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Lahaquayim,
Hakwayim,
Hamathim,
Hamathim,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Al Raka'awah,
Al Rakawah,
Hatama'ala,
Hatama
the
Allah,
Garshan,
Garshan,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shah,
Yahweh Shai,
Go water,
for water,
Alma,
Aman. This is Hakak, which is the power in the English. Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
In the name of Yahweh Shah,
please
please
give us the power
give us the power
to heal
to heal
all manner of sickness,
all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease,
and all manner of disease,
the power to cleanse the leper,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to raise the
the
dead,
power to raise the dead,
the power against unclean
the
spirits,
power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out
to cast them out.
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shah,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
why Yahweh Shah,
why Yahweh Shai,
why Ma'ika Allah,
why Mayaka Allah,
why Allah Hayim,
why Allah Hayim,
why Tazab Ya'ah,
why Dazab Yah,
Allah Wap Yahana,
Allah Bak Yahan,
Ha Allah Wap Yam,
Allah Bak
Hasa Zaranyam,
Hasas Run,
Ha Kwata Zayanyam,
Hakwat Zayoyan,
Ha Ya'ayanyam,
Haka Yayoyan,
Waha Akwat Akyam,
Waha Akwafia,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shah,
Yahweh Shai,
the water,
the water,
Alma.
Aman. This is the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Yahweh Shah,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yahweh,
Commanding General Yahana,
the generals,
the general,
captains,
the captain,
the officers,
the officers,
troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
in the name of Yahweh Shah,
Thank you.
thank you,
So be it.
so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha,
Ayanya,
Yanya,
all, Ahoyim,
Hoyim,
Ma'ayan,
Yon,
Yaba'ah,
Zoya,
Azoria,
Zoya,
Ma'ain, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shalayam,
Shamayam,
Ba'aratazah,
Ratazah,
all your
all
done,
your thun,
Lama Wat,
Amawat,
Wagarka,
God,
all,
all,
Yanawam,
one,
Shamarka,
more,
Hana,
Hana,
La'ah, Yanawam,
and one,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Dayashan,
Shun,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'al,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamor,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazarka,
Zog,
Al Yad,
Yah,
Yamyanka,
Yamyamka,
Yawamam,
Yahweh, Mom,
Hasamash,
Hashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Yawarak,
Vayarak,
Balayala,
Valayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamar,
Bakal,
Go,
Rad,
Ride,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Afna Paska,
Athna, Pashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza Afka,
Taza Af,
Wabba Wa'aka,
Bubba, Af,
my Aita,
Ma'aita,
but I will
I will love. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber
shall neither slumber
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even
forevermore.
forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
all Damayalaka,
all Damayalaka,
all Taka Arash,
all Thakarash,
but all
all
That's a Quat,
Quiet,
all
all
Kaya,
Kaya,
Hana,
Hana,
Awa Yab Yakub,
Awa Yabjaka,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ash,
Al Aimaka,
Al Imaka,
Ya ira yamwa.
Ya aya yamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayata.
Wayata.
Ya I tazawa.
Ya I tazawa.
Al
I'll
taza pawanyaka.
taza pawanyaka.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wala kakira.
Wanakaki.
Bagawa.
Goy.
Wala a.
Wala I.
That's a car.
That's car.
Shum.
Shum.
Gasha ala.
Dasha. Ala.
I would die.
I would die.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Now what I tazawa.
Now what I taza wa.
La ba.
La
Ya
ba.
kawa.
Kawa.
Alyaka.
Alika.
Baraya.
Barya.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Ahaya.
Ahoy.
Alawam.
Adawam.
Why?
Wa.
Yashama.
Yashama.
Alayum.
Ala yum.
Mawa Abba.
Our Abba.
Wahagaria.
Goyim.
Gabal.
Ball.
Why I'm a one.
Wa
Why I'm a lock.
Wa
Palashab.
Shah.
I'm Yashabya.
I'm Yeshab.
Taza war.
Taza war.
Gum.
Gum.
Asha war.
Asha war.
Nala wa.
Nala wa.
Amum.
Amam.
Haya wa.
Haya wa.
Zara wide.
Zara wide.
La bunya.
Bunny.
La wat.
Wa.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
La hum.
La hum.
Kamaya.
Kamad.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sarah I.
Sarah.
Kayabya.
Yabya.
Balakal.
Banakol.
Kwayashwa.
Koyashwan.
Nasamawa.
Nashab Matwa.
But Ayan.
Bayan.
Dara.
Dara.
Hayawa.
Haya wa.
The man.
The man.
The Adama.
The Adama.
Shatamwa.
Shatamwa.
Now the
Da.
Yamawa.
Damwa.
Kaira.
Ra.
Wakaza Abba.
Kaza Abba.
Wakaza Bak.
Kaza Ba.
Wakaza Zalmanai.
Kaza Zalmanai.
Call.
Oh.
Nasa Yam. Nasa Yakamwa.
Nasa Yakamwa.
Ashar.
Shaw.
Amarwa.
More.
Nayo Rasha.
Naya Shah.
Lala Wa.
Lanwa.
Now what?
Nah, what?
Ala Hayam.
Haya.
Ala Hayya.
Haya.
Shatamwa. Kagagala. Kakwash.
Wash.
The Punya.
Panya.
Rabba Ka.
Ah.
Kaash.
Ash.
Saba Ira.
Ira.
Ya Ira.
Ira.
Why?
Ba.
Kalahaba.
Kalahaba.
Dalahat.
Kalahat.
Haharium.
Oy.
Kun.
Kun.
Dara Datma.
Dama.
Masa Irika.
Sa'ira.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapaka.
Ha.
Daba Halam.
Bahalum.
Mala Ab.
Mala'ah.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwala One.
Wala one.
Waya.
Waya.
Bakwashwa.
Bakwash.
Shamka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Bash.
Waya.
Waya.
Bahawa.
Oh.
Aya Eyes.
I.
Waya.
Waya.
Kaparwa.
Kaparwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Abawa.
Ababa.
Waya.
Waya.
Dawa.
Dawa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Afa.
Shamka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labaka.
Baka.
Aliwan.
Aliwan.
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Harataza.
This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
O God.
For lo.
For lo.
Thine enemies.
Thine enemies.
Make a tumult.
Make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted.
Against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said. Come.
And let us cut them off.
And let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
Maybe
no more remember.
Maybe no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
With
one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And
the Ishmaelites.
Of
Moab.
And Hagarine. Gabal.
And
Amalek.
The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Esau also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. Like Zeid.
And like Zaid.
Yea, all their princes. As Zabah. And as Amun. Who said, let us take to ourselves. The houses of God in possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. And as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh Lord. Let them be confounded. And trouble. Forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
You maybe see it. The wireless system.
All right, so we're gonna be starting in the book of Genesis. We're gonna do a few more verses today. So far we've been doing the 7 verses in Hebrew, 7 verses in English. We're gonna be going a little longer than that today. So actually we're gonna be doing Genesis chapter 1, verse 16 to 25. So Priest and Officer Alatazar will be reading in the Hebrew, and then we'll be giving the breakdown in the English. We'll be doing a brief recap for those of y'all who are tuning in. And with that being said, you can get started. What's up? No, you two up.
It's like the wireless.
Give us 1 second.
Slack me out. Thank you, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 16. Slack it. Would you want me to do 7 and then we just do the other? Okay. Okay, come on, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1, chapter 1, verse 16. Slack it. Wayasha Alahayim Af Shanaya Hama Arath Hagadayim Ata Hamawar Hagadal Lamam Shalaf Halayala Wa'ath Haka Wakabyam Wayathan Atham Alahayim Baraki I Hashamyam La Hayar Al Ha'arataza. Verse 18. Walam Shala Bayawam Wabal Yala Wal Habadayal Bayan Ha'awar Wabayan Hakashka Wayara Alahayam Kaya Tawab Wayahawa Irab Wayahawa Bakar Yawam Rab Ya'aya Wayamar Alahayim Yashar Tazawa Habanyam Sharatazar Wapash Haya Wa'ai Wapa Ya'ai Wapa Al Haratazar Al Panyab Rakwadal Hashamayim Wayabata Alahayim Av Hafnayanam Hagar Layam Wa'atha Ka'ai Salaki Kal Bapash Hataya Haram Shaf or Haram Shatha Ashar Sharata Zawa Hamayam Namaya Nahawa Wa'ath Kala Awapa Kanat Lamanya Nahawa Wayara'a Alahayam Kaya Tawab Wayabaran or Wayabran Atham Alahayam La'amar Parayab Warabwab Wamalawa Af Hamayam Bayamonyam Wata I Wapa Yorab Ba Arataza, verse 23. 7. Verse 23. Wayahawa, I rob, Wayahawa, I quar, Yawam, Kama Yeshua. I'm going to. You want me to just read it?
Yeah, just read it.
Come on, sir. The water, sir. Waya Amar Alahayim. The wild Tazawab. This is verse 24, Salakia. Waya Amar Alahayim. The wild Tazawab. Ha'aratazah. Napash. Kayahab. Namayan Ka'ah. Bahama. Waramash. Wakah Yathwa. Aratazah. Namayana. Wayahaya Kana. Verse 25. Waya Aish. Alahayim, Av, Kayaz, Ha'aratazah, Lama, Yana, Kal, Ramash, Ha'adama, Lama, Yana Hawa, Wayara'ah, Alahayim, Kaya, Tawa. Yes, sir.
So we're going to be starting from Genesis chapter 1,
Yes, sir.
verse 16 to 25, covering in the English.
Yes, sir. This is the book of okay, come on. This is the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also.
Okay, so we'll stop right there.
Yes,
so
sir.
we'll just do a brief recap for
Yes,
everybody who's been tuning in, right? So again, we're talking about the creation. This is Genesis, which in the Hebrew means in the beginning,
Right.
Because it's the first book,
Right.
and we're talking about the creation of everything. So I'll just briefly go over, just going back to chapter 1, verse 1, where it says, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." We covered this a few times, but we're just gonna go over it real quick again. It's always good to study the original Hebrew.
Right.
Now, again, the King James Version of the Bible is the most accurate English translation. However, there are still some words that you need to look up in the Hebrew
Right.
so you can understand the true meaning behind it. So when it says, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth," when you look in the Hebrew, it's like it says Alahayim.
Alahayim.
So Alahayim means gods, powers,
Plural.
divine beings, plural,
Right.
right? So again, we said this a few times. Think of it like any other business, right? You have your boss,
Right.
your CEO, whoever who runs the company, but you need your workers. You need to lay out you can lay out the blueprint for them, but they're the ones who are going to have to carry out your tasks to get the company up and running. Same thing with this, right? The Most High is the boss,
Right.
but he's delegating who's going to do what. You got angels over here. Okay, y'all going to create. I guess I can talk about it. I'm not really giving it away.
Yeah.
Talking about the waters.
Yeah.
Talking about earth. We'll get into verse 16 in a second. Grass, all that stuff, right? So we're talking about all these things that these powers are creating. So
Right.
It wasn't just the Most High himself.
Right.
Okay. We talked about. Let's see.
We did the
The
firmament.
firmament. Yep.
Which is,
Go ahead.
if you don't know, if you have not watched the class, the firmament is the ozone layer. That's specifically what it is. It divides the waters from the waters. Space is the waters. Space is referred to as the deep, just like what? The water, which is also the deep blue sea, the deep space. When you go into space, you have to use a spaceship. When you go into the water, you have to use a ship. A submarine is nothing but a underwater ship. You have to have a ship. It's the waters. The firmament divided. Right now, I believe we are in the troposphere, and above the troposphere is the tropospause. Above the tropospause is the stratosphere. In the stratosphere is the ozone layer. Above the ozone layer and above the stratosphere is the stratospause. Or stratospause. After that, then you get to the metasphere. In the metaspause. So forth, so on. You look that up. I don't got time for that. But just look it up. But yes, this is why, and I'm really harping on the waters right now because of what we're gonna bring up in a minute. I don't want to give it to you too early, but when you see it and when you understand it, you're gonna be like, damn, it makes sense. Okay, so
no, if I could real quick. So just the brief recap, we'll go over some previous precepts in Genesis, go over what he's talking about. So And he said, like, the waters divided. I'm going to read Genesis chapter 1, verse 7. And it says, and God...
I can read it, sir.
Go ahead.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And God made the firmament
Mm-hmm.
and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. So
again, that analogy, we said it a few times, previous classes, a lot of scientists, marine biologists, so on and so forth. They study the ocean,
right?
Aquatic life, if you will.
Okay.
But then, as well, they refer to space, like you said, as they won't say the sea, but they compare the oceans. Like I got it backwards. The ocean to space. You've heard them say a few times, like, they compare the ocean to space as there's so much in the water that we have not discovered yet.
Right.
They're still diving deeper and deeper and deeper, finding out more and more things, just like how they're studying space. So same concept, but like you said, different areas. But space within itself is also referred to as the waters above, if I could real quick.
Yes, sir.
I read this definition a few times, but I just like to go over it so everybody remembers. Again, if you don't have a Blue Letter Bible app, I suggest that you download it. It's very good to get the original Hebrew meanings of the word. So I'm just going to look up firmament real quick to get you to understand what it is. And then Hebrew word for firmament is bakai. And here we have extended surface, solid, expanse. But then it says firmament, a vault of heaven supporting waters above.
Can you read that again about the shot?
I got you. So firmament, a vault of heaven supporting waters above.
Come on.
Then it also says considered by Hebrews.
Come on.
As solid and supporting waters.
Come on.
Again, above. And then when you keep going to the Strong's definition, it also says properly in expanse, the firmament or apparently visible arch of the sky.
Come on.
So again, above. This is what this is talking about, right? So just wanted to give that brief breakdown real quick, but we'll continue.
And if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
I don't think you understand, to break the ozone layer, to break the firmament, how much gallons of diesel or oil, gas, the fuel is needed. It's like 100 million. Like, I don't know the number, but the number is so great. You wonder why your gas $6.50 right now. Goddamn, they're using all the gas to goddamn break through the ozone layer. But it makes sense. You have to. It's a layer, though. And here's what people don't understand. Though it's a firmament, it's water, but it's steam. It's steam. So you got to break through that thick layer of steam that you don't see to get up there. That's why planes and jets are in the stratosphere. They don't fly above the firmament, they're below. Jets get a little bit higher than a regular plane, but that's why you're 30,000, 40,000 feet on a plane above the clouds. But you're still in a troposphere.
If I could,
yes, sir.
Kind of just go off what you were saying. It says, again, ship. It says, they call it a starship. But starship will need to reach about 25,000 miles per hour and escape Earth's gravitational pull to reach from the planet.
25,000 miles
fast.
Per hour?
Very fast. So
just to
break the,
And that's how you know how powerful water is. Though right now it's in steam, it's in this gaseous state. You got 25,000 miles per hour just to break through it. Water is the most powerful. We've seen it. I've seen water cut through concrete. This isn't new.
Yeah.
You just put pressure on it.
Yeah, it's like a certain PSI and it can cut through steel.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let me see if I could.
Yes, sir.
We'll continue a little bit. I'll briefly go over this too because we broke this down last class. If you could go to verse 11.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. Verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good.
So now we gave just again brief recap. So last time we got into this is developing an ecosystem in a sense, right? So I said this last time. Some people may remember it, just so we can continue. Plants, of course, go through this thing called photosynthesis. What they do is they intake carbon dioxide, but they produce oxygen. Now, humans, us, we breathe in oxygen, but we actually breathe out carbon dioxide. It's a symbiotic relationship, which a lot of living organisms have today. That's an ecosystem. You're wondering why Mars doesn't have nothing like that. Like, there's no intelligent life on no other planets because it's what the Most High wanted. We are able to thrive. Like, think about it. Earth is the perfect size, perfect gravity, just far enough away from the sun, but just close enough that it could. What's up?
No, you.
But just close enough that the sun can radiate on the earth and produce life. Right? We're just right there. You get too far away, it's gonna be cold. That's why there's no life on all those other planets. You get too close, too hot. We can't thrive in that. We're gonna die. So, point being is this is a ecosystem that is being made by the powers of the Most High.
I'm too.
Oh yeah. But that's just talking about the ecosystem that's being produced, right? We're talking about the creation yet again, just so how you know everything goes together.
Yes.
So with that being said, now we can skip farther down. We'll go back to verse 16.
16. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also.
Now, if I could ask a question, what are these two great lights? This is a very big hint in it. It's talking about the greater light rules the day, the lesser light to rule the night. What are these two great lights? If anybody is willing to answer. What are these two great lights that the Bible's talking about? One rules the day, one rules the night. That's the biggest hint. I can't give you better than that.
Naomi, we're gonna pick on you.
Okay, what do you see during the day? The sun. What about the night? There you go. The sun and the moon. These are the two great lights. Just so, actually, I know some people might ask, well, sun's a little bit more literal, right? It's the sun, obviously, right. Shine. What about the moon? How does that produce light? For those of you who don't know, the sun reflects off of the moon. That's what produces that light. It's not the moon that actually shines. It's the light from the sun that reflects off of the moon.
I didn't even know that.
So that, but again, the two great lights. But again, we talk about a symbiotic relationship, right? Between plants and I'll just say us. I'm pretty sure animals do it as well, right? Same thing with the sun and the moon. You have the sun that shines throughout the day. The moon can't shine by itself, so what does it do? The Lord made it to where the sun can shine on the moon so it can produce light during the nighttime. So these are these two great lights for night and day.
Right.
It's like you got anything for too?
And the stars. The Lord made all of this. When you go back and we read, we're on the fourth day right now, which is 1,000 years. When you go back and you read and you study and you really tap into what's being done here, again, like I told you last week and the week before, don't think about when the Lord made it. Think about the time he spent to make it.
Right.
Just like this brother said, we can't live on Mars, we can't survive on Mars. That's not a self-sustainable place. The Lord thought about photosynthesis. The Lord thought about oxygen. The Lord thought about a thriving economy. The Lord thought about all of this. The condition you're in right now, the Lord thought about it. He don't have to choose us. He didn't have to make trees. He didn't have to make grass. He didn't have to make cattle. He didn't have to make plants. He didn't have to make the sun, the moons, the stars. He didn't have to make us. He told Moses, I can make this nation out of a rock. Science. That's That's not making something up in his mind. He thought about this prior. This is science. I can't even, that's the science I don't understand yet. How can he make people out of a box? But he would have did that with what? Atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons. He would have put it all together and he would have formed a whole new people that would have served him correctly. But the Lord sat here, went through all this with your silly behind, and you putting him through everything. Sometimes he repent that he even made us, and he's done all this for you. He made this earth for you. He brought the sun on you. He made the ozone layer so the sun won't burn you. He made the moon shine so you won't be blind in the dark and you don't need flashlight. He made the seas. He made the ground, the earth, the land, and you take it for granted. You take what the Lord did for granted. Right now, we are in Genesis, the beginning. This is my favorite topic. Why? Not only because I know how the Lord made it, but it really breaks down how he did it. It really breaks down the mind of the Lord. It really breaks down why he is the wisest of the wise. It really breaks down why he's the most knowledgeable thing ever made. He thought about, hey, I'm going to create 90. I'm going to create Malakma. I'm going to create Atazam, Alatazar, Shabal. Who else out there? Konyala, Thaba One. He sat there and said, after I create this earth and all the things that need to be created in this earth, I'm going to create these people. And these people, I'm going to have them rule the place that I created later. And look at us. Now we in a school, holy, separate, better than everybody else. No one else is getting this type of knowledge. Everybody else believes in, I don't want to get too far into it, they believe in nonsense.
Right.
We're the only ones who really know how the world began. We're the only ones who understand it. You are separate. You are holy. You are a special people. And the Lord did this from the beginning. But before he even made the earth, all the way through, he had a plan. He was like, I'm going to make the earth. And then once I make the earth, I'm going to put people on it. And I'm going to choose people to serve me. And those people that serve me, I'm going to make them rule. You have thought about prior. You better than everybody on the earth. And the Lord said it was going to happen. And now look at us. We in this class, as small as it is, and people look down on us, we finna run the world. We finna run this whole damn world. So lock it.
Let's get into
I got 17.
Yeah, 17. Go ahead.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 17. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
So again, sky, right? Space. You going?
And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, if I may. This is an order. The Lord asked them, he asked Christ and the angels, hey, look, make me two great lights. I want one to rule over the day, one over the night. They didn't do, it's not like, boom, the sun came, boom, the moon came. It came with the sun, at the beginning, it didn't look the way it was supposed to look. The moon at the beginning didn't look the way it was supposed to look. And you know what Christ and them said? We're not going to present this to the Lord. We want to show the Lord this at its best form. Then the Lord, when they presented it to the Lord, what the Lord said? It was good. No different, like he said, no different than being a CEO of a company. Oh yeah, I like the way you designed that car. I like the way you designed that Bentley. It was good. That's what the Lord did. Verse 19. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
So now we'll stop right there, right?
Yes, sir.
So this kind of going more off what you're saying, like it's a time, right? You know, y'all heard that saying, oh, you know, the Lord created the earth and everything 7 days.
Right.
Well, what's a day according to the Most High? I know you know, so go ahead.
1,000 years.
1,000 years, sir. Come. 1,000 years. So when it says the fourth day, what is that really saying? This is approximately 4,000 years later.
Work
later, and just so I'm clear, everything not made yet. We're 4,000 years in.
Right.
We're about to get into it now.
Come on.
We already covered you know, the moon, the sun, the seas, the ocean, space, the stars. Now we're getting into everything else. But again, this took time. We talked about this briefly last class. This is just like everything else. You come into the school, it takes time for you to change. Again, we say this repeatedly. Like, the Most High is not a genie. He's not going to snap his fingers and be like, okay, now you're good. Now all the evil, wicked things you did beforehand, now you're good now. No, that's what the church says.
Right.
Here, we let you know, you're going to have to, for brothers, you come in here, you wear all black. That's your first thing. You wear all black, you come to class. Any order that you may get, you do that order. Right? You come here, you learn. You're not allowed to teach yet, though.
Right.
You just come in here and you learn. And you are called what? A young man.
A young man.
And it doesn't matter if you 15 years old or 50 years old.
Right.
Doesn't matter. You're called a young man. Why? Not because of your age. Not because of the way you look. It's because you are young in the mind. You're like, it's like a baby learning to walk.
Come on.
So you're going back to the basics. And I use this analogy a lot. The same analogy that General Hyman used. You're like a cup.
Yeah.
You come in here, you full of all the bad stuff.
Right.
Now, let's say, is there another cup of tea? No, that's fine. I'll just use this like a check, right? So let's just imagine I got another cup right here. This is all the bad stuff. It's all the good stuff. So like, you got one right there?
Yeah, really.
Wow. Hey, we're gonna use it.
Definitely bad.
So this bad. It's the bad one. That kind of works. This one was better.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the bad stuff. This is you before you come into the truth, right? But you're full. It's all the good stuff. What's gonna happen if I do this? And I try to pour all the good stuff, and it's already full. What happens? Go ahead, sir.
It's gonna overflow.
It's gonna overflow, and it's gonna make a mess.
Right.
It's gonna make a mess. You're messy. Because go ahead, sir.
So I would say, and you're not going to be able to put the new, the new wine in there, right?
Right.
The old one's still there.
It's still there.
You're not,
Right.
You're not learning anything.
The water. I'm glad you said that too, because like you said, the bad stuff's still there.
Right.
You got like some of the good stuff, but the bad stuff's still there. So what you gotta do? You gotta dump all that out. So now, like, this is the truth. This was evil. Dump all that out. Now you're gonna take all the good stuff. But for that to be done, you have to shed yourself for the world,
Right.
which takes time. We say this a few times. We tell y'all it takes 90 days? 90 days to get your name. We tell you that. It might be 90 days. Most of the time, price.
It might be 190 days.
Yeah, you're right. It might be 190 days. Might be. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Could be years.
Could be
It could be
years.
years.
Could be years.
Could be years. You know, I'm not afraid to say I didn't take me no 90 days to get my name. It took longer than that. My point being is take time.
Right.
Even with that, that's a test right there.
Right.
You might come in thinking like, I'm getting my name in 90 days.
Right.
And that 90th day comes, you like, where my name at? Matter of fact, somebody I got one for you. Somebody came in at the same time as you. Might have come in before you. They got their name, but you didn't get your name.
Right.
Now you're upset. I'm supposed to get my name. That's a demon.
Right.
Right. That's a demon. Right? You didn't shed yourself for the world because now you're jealous.
Right.
You're jealous. You worry about what somebody else is doing. Worry about you.
Very much you.
Worry about this your ugly behind. Get rid of that.
That's
So
crazy.
you become this. This is what you want to become. It's like it. But that's all I got on that. Again, just going back to it took time
Right.
for the Lord to create everything. We're 4,000 years in approximately. We're about to, in these next couple of precepts, talk about the animals.
Right.
So, matter of fact, if we could, you got anything?
And if I may,
go ahead.
think about brothers who come into the school. You don't turn into no general day one. Time. Look at Malakma. He over both of us. And think about the time this brother put in. I look at them brothers who over me. I'm like, damn. Imagine all the time they put in. Imagine all the patience they put in. Imagine the things they went through that you haven't went through yet. Imagine the check-ins they get that you don't get because they've been putting more time than you. You got to imagine the check-ins Christ was getting from the Lord. Imagine the check-ins the angel was getting from the Lord when they're creating everything. You really gotta, don't just think about, when you think about Genesis and we talk about creation, don't just think about creation of the earth. Think about creation of you.
Exactly.
Your new woman, your new man. We new men. Think about how much time it took, how much work it took, how much pain and suffering you go through, how much I can't be over here because I got to do this job. Somebody called me, I can't get home at 4 o'clock in the morning, though I got work at 6:30 a.m., 5 a.m. Think about what you have to go through and suffer through for the work, for the Lord to say it's good. Think about how much you have to do for the Lord to say, here go your name. Think about how much the Lord got to do for you to say, I'm going to give you a wife. Think about how much the Lord, you have to do for the Lord to say, that's your husband right there.
If I could, real quick,
Yes, sir.
elaborate what you're saying. Peep how it says, okay, I'll go at the end of verse 18, real quick. It says,
Yes,
and
sir.
God saw that it was
Good.
Now, again, the Most High had to see that it was good
Come on.
before you can move on to the next thing.
Come
The
on.
angels probably didn't get it right the first time.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, like you said, they made it like this. They presented it to the Lord. Not yet. I kind of want to like this.
It's like this class.
Just like anything else. So it took, again, whole point is it takes time. And like you said, which is a great analogy, when you look at the creation of this, we're talking about the creation of the earth, but also take it as a creation of you. It's going to take time.
A new creature.
So that's the whole point behind that. Let's see, verse 20.
Concept. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 20. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. If I may, here's what a lot of people don't understand. Birds were made in the water. Why were birds made in the water? It's like everything is made from the water. We are in the waters. We are in the waters. When you look at the exoskeleton of a bird, it's the same exoskeleton of a fish. Birds have wings. What do fish have? 90. Fins. What are fins to a fish and to a bird? The same. It's the same thing. The exoskeleton of a bird and a fish are similar. Their bone density is like. Why? Because they both have to flow through the water. The water's under and the water's above. A bird is flying through with his wings, has to flap his wings. He has to float, he has to glide through the air, through the waters. What do you think a fish is doing? He's gliding, aka floating through the water. This is no difference. This is why the Lord, he made everything a certain and exact way, and people can't understand it. When we went to, that's why I said the deep. He make a ship for the sky, he make a ship for the water. He make a bird for the sky, he make a bird for the water. It's the same thing. You have big fish in the ocean, you have big birds. You have birds that are what is not omnivores, not herbivores.
Omnivore.
Not
Carnivore.
carnivores. You have birds that are carnivores, you have fish that are carnivores. It is what the Lord made everything the correct way, and people just do not understand it. They just can't understand it. But think about it now. Now you understand. Nobody else is paying attention to what we're saying. Nobody else gives a damn about what we're saying. Here's what you know. You know the creation of the world. Right now, after this class, you can teach the whole world how the world was created, and no one would know. They would think you're crazy because you know what you're talking about. But the Lord created it. We're reading it right now. Slide it.
No, you too up.
Verse 21. And God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good.
Again, he saw that it was good. Come on, because what? The orders that were being brought out, they made it into the image that the Lord wanted. Right. Then once he made the decision, okay, you know, this is good. I like these fish. I like these whales. I like the way they look. I like the way they move. And again, we're talking about an ecosystem yet again, right?
Ecosystem.
Because we're talking about whales, fish,
right?
Birds. Like there's many different kinds of fish, whales, birds, all that type of stuff.
Right.
And that some of them, like you said, like we have omnivores, carnivores, and they eat of these things. Remember, before, that's why I said we're going to get into it. Before these birds and living things were made, what was made before that? Grass.
Come on.
Fruit.
Come on.
The trees.
Come on.
That was made. The Lord had to set it up. Now that we got everything, now okay, let's bring in the living creature.
Right.
So now they can thrive because if we didn't have the grass, no animals. I know we're talking about the fish and everything right now, but I was using this as an example, like antelope, gazelle, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
They're herbivores.
So we'll get to
They
it.
ain't got no grass to eat.
Right.
They ain't got no grass to eat. Now, if they don't have nothing to eat, they can't live. So if they can't live,
Then the carnivores,
then the carnivores,
lions,
they can't live.
tigers.
They have nothing to hunt. So again, it's all an ecosystem. We're talking about the creation of everything, an
Right.
ecosystem that's being made
Right.
so that everything can come together.
Right.
That's why you hear about it in the world. They're like, this is like the balance. What they be saying? You disrupting the balance of the ecosystem, something like that.
Which they're the ones doing it.
But yeah, like if we could, real quick, right? Not to really get no, sometimes. When Esau is mostly Esau, destroys these ecosystems.
Right.
When he burns down these rainforests, he's destroying the entire ecosystem.
Right.
All these animals going extinct because they're disrupting the ecosystem.
Come
I
on.
remember when COVID, I think I brought this up last time. During COVID, because everybody was on lockdown, through that brief amount of time, it got better. They said the ocean started clearing up.
Cool.
They started seeing all these fish appearing.
Right.
Plant life started thriving. But then you see, go ahead, sir.
It's a lot, yeah. I don't say the ocean, the water was glowing.
It was glowing. It shined.
You know what's crazy? So
Come on.
people say, "Oh, it's we." It's really Esau because he made everything to be what it is now. Sadly, we polluted the oceans, right? But now we're so focused on we need to what they call it, the footprint, green footprint, whatever they be saying.
I have no idea.
I forgot what it's called. It's some type of footprint that they talk about. But you're supposed to heal the earth, right? Us, we got to take the time to heal the earth.
Come on. Speak
Here's the
on it.
funny thing, though. By us doing nothing, the earth healed itself. You want to know why? Because the earth is, like you said, self-sustainable. All we had to do, don't dump stuff in the water. Don't throw trash in the water. Stop polluting the air.
Come on, Lord.
All we had to do was stop, and the earth started to heal itself.
Well, you sound too smart right now, boy.
That's the Lord. I didn't make that up. The Lord did.
That's
The
crazy.
Lord made everything to be that way. It's self-sustaining. Like Peace and Officer Malakma brought up, the ocean started clearing up. We didn't touch it. That's the point. We didn't touch it. So now all these living beings are able to thrive now. That's how it was supposed to be.
Come on.
That's what we're talking about in Genesis right now.
Right.
That's the whole point. But because Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of, he destroys. That's the whole, eventually we'll get to that. But,
And if I may, sir, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, go ahead.
I just like it, sir. Look, and here's how you know Esau is such a wicked bastard. Think about his mindset. His mindset is to go kill all. He want to kill all the lions, and then say, "Hey, these lions are about to
Go extinct.
Go extinct.
Yeah.
So we need to put them in the habitat,
They're in an endangered
species.
Yeah.
And then you want to grab the lions and put them in a cage because that's what they like doing, putting everything in a cage. Well, you can just let them go out there, roam, and have sex, and make more and more babies.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord. Look at the Lord. The Lord saw the whales. He saw the alligators. He saw the sharks. He saw the fish. He saw the guppies. He was like, it's good. And you know what the Lord said? Keep on rocking and make some more.
If I could stay exactly on the topic you
Yes,
read,
sir.
read verse 22.
Verse 22.
Go ahead.
And God blessed them. And God blessed them,
Yep.
saying, be fruitful
Right there. Keep going.
and multiply.
You can stop right there.
Come on.
Literally what you're talking about. Be fruitful and multiply. It's kind of hard to multiply. You
When
keep
you
getting
kill it,
killed off.
oh my God.
That's the whole. That's what the Lord wanted.
Help me.
It's sad that I'm gonna be honest with you. I think maybe in the next, 20, 30 years, ain't gonna be no more polar bears.
I ain't gonna,
Ain't gonna, and you know what's funny? No, I'm sorry. It's like because people think like global warming is a myth. No, it's real because Esau has. Okay, if I could break this down real quick. So we have gas, right? The thing is, we've had steam-powered engines,
right.
off of water.
Off water.
That was the thing.
The steamboat.
Yeah, that was created, but you know what Esau said? Nah, we're gonna use the gas, the stuff that pollutes the air. If we use the steam, we wouldn't be disrupting the ozone layer and heating up everything.
Right.
Now you see all these glaciers and icebergs that are melting. I know we don't live there, but there's animals that live there now. They like study the what is it? The behavior of polar bears.
Okay.
These dudes, first of all, polar bears are huge.
And very vicious.
They're the only bear on the entire planet. That's why we brought up the herbivore, omnivore, carnivore. Every other bear, just so you know, is an omnivore. Grizzly bears are omnivores. They eat berries and stuff too. They don't.
That's true. That's true.
The only bear on the entire planet that is strictly a carnivore is a polar bear. They're the only known bears to actively hunt humans. You want to know why? Because they losing land.
Right.
Now I'm finding out that they're migrating to other places and mating with the other bears to make new bears. But my whole point is they ain't had to do that if he wasn't messing with stuff.
Leave them alone.
Just leave them alone. We have birds that are extinct. I forgot what it is. It's a bird in that movie Rio. It's the blue one. I don't know what it is. Whatever that bird is, I looked it up. That bird is extinct. That bird does not exist.
And you know what I think about how he's such an evil bastard, an evil ruler.
Mm-hmm.
He say protect the ozone layer. You the one putting cigarettes on the earth. You the one put tobacco smoke in the earth. You the one polluting all the ozone layer, all the earth. You the one doing this out. Nobody else. Smog checking out for what?
And if I could,
sir.
This goes to this is a perfect example of our Native American brothers and sisters.
Right.
Because remember, they were known to what? Hunt the buffalo.
Hunt them.
But the thing is, Gad knew, okay, we're gonna hunt the buffalo, but we're gonna use it sparingly. We're gonna take what we need.
Right.
You know, and they utilized everything. They didn't just eat it, they used it for clothing, for weapons, all that stuff. But to them, the buffalo was sacred. It's like, okay, you know what? We are eating these animals and stuff, but we're not going to disrupt the ecosystem.
And we need it.
What did Esau do? He came over here and said, we're going to kill all the buffalo so that you can't use them.
And guess what after that? After they wiped out all the buffalo, all your home resources, all your food resources, all your clothing resources, what do you do? You go and try to go get it because you have to survive. So now you see they have food and water and clothing. What are you gonna do? I don't have food. I don't have water. I don't have clothing. I don't have anything. You got it over there because you done killed out all the things that we need. I'm gonna go rob you and take it from you. And you know what you're gonna call me? You're gonna call me a criminal. You're gonna call me a felon, and you're gonna lock me up or try to kill me. And for what? You're the one created the condition that we're in. I don't have to save the world. I didn't destroy the world. I don't have to save the ozone layer. I don't have to do it. You know why? I didn't destroy the ozone. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke weed. I don't pollute the air. I don't do none of that. I don't have no plants where I pollute the earth. You do. But I have to be, that's what white people do. I can't stand them. They're so backwards, they're so ignorant, and that's why the Lord got to take them out of here. So like it.
No, you too well. Just like how we talked about earlier, all the endangered species, they'll have the audacity to tell you, like, you know how they have like them
and won't you the page? Yeah.
They're like, oh, like, you know, we need to save the rhinos. It's like, well, who killing the rhinos?
Who killing? I ain't going to no African killing rhinos.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not doing that. I'm not killing them off and then be like, well, you know what, we should take them into captivity.
Come on, sir.
And then we'll release them back into the wild. Well, you wouldn't have to do that. And you know what's crazy? A lot of those animals, they don't tell you this part. Okay, let's say certain tigers, right? Going endangered. You're taking a predator and you're putting them in a cage.
Come on.
Now, you think you're rehabilitating them. You know what happens? Once their numbers goes up, they said, okay, well, let's release them back into the wild. Here's the problem. That tiger grew up in a cage.
A cage.
It doesn't, like, you're feeding it on a schedule. He's used to, okay, you know, they about to come over here with this amount of food, I'm about to eat it. Now, you're releasing them back into the wild. They wasn't hunting. They living a good life. They chilling. They getting belly rubs and stuff. Now you release them back into the wild thinking, okay, they're going to thrive now. No, they're not. You want to know why? Because you domesticated them. Now their natural instinct to hunt, they don't know how to hunt no more. Guess what? They didn't want to die. They don't know how to do that.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Is that not jail? Is that not prison? I'm going to throw this brother, I'm going to throw this sister in jail and in prison, put them on a schedule, then I'm going to release them. That is why 66% of brothers and sisters who go to jail violate parole. That is why they are a 2 or 3 time offender after getting released from prison. You put these people on a system that they have to rely on you. And when they don't get it, and because they don't know how to get it, what do you think they're gonna do? Going back to the Native Americans. They're gonna go rob. They're gonna go. Your system doesn't work. You are the reason why America is the way it is. You are the reason why young brothers and sisters are polluting these stores and looting these stores, robbing these stores. You're the reason why Walgreens, Target, Walmart has to lock up everything, and you have to call an associate over to come unlock it.
Yeah,
You're the reason why.
Yeah.
You raise up and hike up prices. You send brothers to jail. They come back out. You want them to survive. They can't get a job. Do you know that a felon, and we are so off topic, but I love this if I could say. Do you know that a felon, that a Caucasian with a felony can get a job at a higher percentage rate than a brother or a sister without a felony? So imagine what it is as a brother or a sister with the felony. I believe the going rate for a white man with a felony is like 20-something% to get a job. The going rate for a black man to get a job without a felony, 17 or 16%. Your percentage drastically changes once you have a felony and you lock us up, and then we get out, and then you put us on the news as if we're just thieves. It comes from you. This system, this is how the Lord made the system. A thriving ecosystem, a sustainable economy, a sustainable ecosystem. And you've broken it. You've broken it. And that is why this kingdom has to fall, because you messed it up. And you lucky I can't say what I want to say because I have to be professional. And I do not feel like paying a fine or getting checked. But you lucky I can only say that. So I can.
No, it's wild, but again, going off like the ecosystem, like the whole point was the Most High made everything the way it was because it worked. When he said it was good, it's because it worked.
Right.
When the angels and the other divine beings that serve the Most High, the powers, made the oceans, and he said it was good because it worked. When he made the fish and the birds, it was good because it worked. That's the whole point. Now, when Esau is around, Salakia, and he wants to play God, he destroys everything. Animals are dying off. People are dying off. We'll talk about it briefly, real quick. Just real quick, don't worry, we're going to continue. But going off of American society, where, like you said, you lock us up, but then you put us back in. Well, first of all, let's rewind a little bit before we even get locked up. Why we get locked up? You're thieves, criminals, blah blah blah. Why are you thieves and criminals? But they don't talk about redlining. They don't talk about affirmative action. They don't talk about all the disabilities that we had to go through, that we can't thrive in American society. So just like how, going back to, let's talk about like predators, right? We talk about this briefly. When you have, let's say you got a group of lions, right, in Africa or something, and there's just a shoot. Matter of fact, hold on, I could actually talk about this now. So there's an area in Africa, I forgot where there's an abundance of water buffalo. And they said the lions over there's a lot of them, and they're bigger, they're stronger, because look what they got to hunt. These big animals, but there's a lot of them. So they're thriving. And they look a lot different than the other lions. They skinny. All right. But why? Because they got enough food to go around. Now here's the problem. When you don't got enough food to go around, you ain't got enough prey to go around. Guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna fight. Let's say you got 2 starving lions.
Somebody gotta get.
There's one gazelle. It's a baby gazelle at that. You think they about to share?
Come on.
No. They want to fight to the death. Somebody gonna have to either be unalived, or you gonna have to get on. You gonna get injured. Come on. I seen a lion one time. He tried to take his food. The lion jumped on his back and bit its spine.
Oh yeah, it broke his spine. And
he was limp.
And he started.
He like, dang, that lion, because he can't hunt. But why he do that? Because he was trying to take his food.
Come on.
It's no different with so-called blacks and Hispanics. Come on. Because we supposed to be in a thriving ecosystem, but because it's so hard for us, guess what? You're more likely to rob another brother, because you don't got it. You're more likely to sell drugs because you can't get a job. That's what's going to happen. And then when these things happen, because you're desperate, you're just trying to survive. That's all it is.
Right.
We talk about this briefly with gang. That's
Right.
That's a whole nother topic. My point being is, you have to survive. But now you broke the law. Now you're going to get locked up. Now that you're locked up, let's say you get out. Like you said, you get out, but now you got felony.
You got a felony.
And it's like, man, what am I going to do now in order to survive?
Right.
Now you're going to be, like you said, a repeated
Offender.
So now you're not going to thrive. Just like these animals.
You ain't sugar honey iced tea.
That's it. But it's because Esau destroyed the natural ecosystem, the economy that the Lord made for everybody.
Right.
That's the whole point.
And it's like, if I may,
Go ahead.
that's what the Lord, I brought out Leviticus 20, the 23rd chapter last week, when we collecting our fruits and our vegetables, anything that falls on the ground, don't get it. We leave it. Why do we leave it? Because it's no point to get it. We have enough. This is a greedy bastard who runs the earth. He takes over the earth. He doesn't understand what we should be doing. He doesn't understand why the earth was so great before he came into power. And this is what other brothers don't understand. And if you don't know, I'm going to let you know. This is why it's going to take another 1,000 years to build this place up. When Christ come back, if you haven't heard, it's going to take another 1,000 years, another day to build this place up. Why? Because this place has been ran into the ground. It's been ran into the ground. We talked about it. He ran this place into the ground. Nothing is self-sustainable anymore. It's dirty. The ground is dirty. The trees are mad. The trees are hollering. They are crying. The bees, they gotta dump bees and fruit. They just dump a bunch of fruit flies in LA. Why? Because it's another thing of flies that they don't help the economy. So they have to have the male fruit flies come in and be with the female fruit fly to produce more fruit flies. Why do you have to do that?
Because you destroyed it.
You destroyed the economy. You are a wicked bastard. And I'm so mad I gotta be on a restaurant. It really irks me sometimes, but I have to be. Still like it.
But that's it for that.
Verse 22. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 22. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the 5th day.
So now we about 5,000 years in.
Right.
The earth is still not complete.
Right.
Again, it took time.
Right.
Let's keep going.
Verse 24. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so.
So we didn't even get into people yet.
We
We're talking about the beasts. We're talking about the cattle. The creeping thing is, that's talking about like insects, stuff like that. What does it say? The beast of the earth after its kind. So now we're getting into the animals. Now again, everything was a step-by-step process.
Let's cut it.
Again, we're talking about the oceans were made,
right?
Space, the moon, sun,
right?
The sun. Well, it says the sun. You got the stars. The sun is a star,
right?
It's just the one that sustains our ecosystem.
Right.
All that was made. You got plant life, then you got the waters, then you have the fish
and fowls in there.
So now we get into the beasts that dwell the earth, or land mammals,
right?
The insects. Everything is being made. We 5,000 years in, still building.
This is the 5th day,
right? But you can keep going.
And if I may, sir, understand what a beast is. This is what we brought on earth: lions, polar bears, grizzly bears, tigers, monkeys. And I really want to dwell on monkeys. I'm about to do it in a minute. Monkeys, apes. Here's what. Now, what is Darwinism? Darwinism. You quiet. You're about to learn. Have you ever heard people come from monkeys? That's Darwinism.
Evolution.
Evolution.
Yeah.
This just cut. If you really read it, it just cut Darwinism. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 24. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing and beasts of the earth after his kind, and it was so. How can I come from a monkey when monkeys only make its kind? You can't tell me I come from. You might come from a monkey if you want to. I don't. I come from a black woman and a black man. They had sex, and guess what? I came out after the ones had them. After the ones had them, that's what we do. You can't sit here and tell me we come from monkeys when the Lord created everything. He said, "I want the beast to come out this kind." How can a monkey can only make a what? A monkey.
And I'm glad you brought that up because they try to make that for other animals. They try to say like, I'm trying to think what they say. A bird. What was that thing? It was like a bird comes from like a T-Rex or something like that.
Dinosaur.
But of course, like none of that stuff makes sense because like we're reading right here.
It was still here.
Yeah, a lion can only make another lion.
You're a lion.
Yeah. No. Oh, perfect example.
That is crazy.
Perfect example, right? You can only reproduce your own kind. Now, okay, a liger is a combination between a lion and a tiger.
Right.
All right. Now, here's the thing. They're both considered big cats,
Right.
Though they may be similar, they're not the same thing because when a lion and a tiger mate, they are able to produce this liger. Here's the thing, though. Ligers cannot reproduce. It actually says, I forgot the percentage, like 90-something% of them have Down syndrome.
Yeah.
They're disabled. Yeah, they're disabled.
And they die earlier.
They have a lot of health defects. You want to know why? Because the Lord never wanted a lion and a tiger to mate. That's the whole point.
Now put it to you.
That's why you see like,
Yeah.
like I don't want to get too into it, but like Esau is so nasty. We talking about, I'm not even talking about that. They be trying to
Go with it.
Yeah, they be trying to. I was gonna say what it is. Europeans, they be trying to have sex with animals. That's been a thing. Like they got statues on that stuff, right? Up in Europe, they have that type of stuff.
Right.
And some of them's like, if you have sex with a horse, then it could. No, you're disgusting. I think it was like an article not that long ago. It was a man. I think he tried to have sex with a horse or a bear. The man died. And the cold part was the animal didn't kill him, but he got something and it killed him. You want to know why? It's the white man. You're not supposed to have sex with animals. That's the whole point.
And you know what? And this is why with this one. And this is the crazy part. The Lord made man in his image, and in our image. That's next week's class. It's gonna be the 6th day. Adam was not made in the 6th day, but we will get to that. When you really think about it, why does the Lord need to tell you? Okay, why does the Lord make laws? He make laws because he knows men is wicked as hell. Why would you want to have sex with an animal?
If I could, I know where you're going.
Let me go. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. As a sister, as a Hispanic, as a black man, as a Native American person, why would you want to have sex with somebody that's a Moabite or Edomite? Ain't enough brothers. It's enough brothers. I'm looking at a married couple right now. It's enough brothers and sisters to satisfy your needs, man. He shouldn't have to. The Lord shouldn't have to make that law, but he has to make that law. Why? You're nasty. It's like
you swap like whenever we get to Leviticus, we'll go more into that. But again, like going off what you're saying, like the law, well, actually, yeah, because the law reflects off of the ecosystem.
Right.
The Lord made these laws because you started acting up. You started disrupting the natural flow.
Right.
All right. Sadly, a lot of our ancestors were wicked as hell. That's why we're at where we're at right now, because it worked. Man was supposed to have sex with woman, and you come together and you create a babies. I
like women,
right? But now we live in a time where you have. I think who was it? They were talking about this earlier during Kent. You got non-binary.
That's crazy.
You got lesbian. You got trisexual. You got It's so many different ones I can't even name all.
What the age thing you brought up a few months ago?
Oh, trans age.
That's
Trans age. You're a pedophile. Just put it like that. My whole point being is you disrupting the natural flow of things. You want to know why
right.
that STDs run rampant in the rainbow community?
Why?
It's because you're having sex with someone who's the same gender.
Come on.
Well, you want to know why? Another thing. For I gotta say the right word. For same-sex marriages. Y'all like to say that, everyone's attacking you. But domestic violence is actually more prominent in a same-sex marriage
Right.
than it is in a heterosexual marriage.
Is it domestic?
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because it doesn't work.
Come on, man.
A woman was never supposed to be with a woman. A man was never supposed to
Y'all
be with a
both got
man.
attitude.
A man is not supposed to be a woman. A woman is not supposed to be a man. Whole point being is the Lord made things the way it was because it worked. We said it was good.
Good. It was good.
Because it worked.
Come on, sir.
This don't work. Esau's ways don't work.
It don't work.
And you see what happens. Things get destroyed.
It
People
get destroyed.
hurt. People die. It's because it doesn't work.
Right.
This ecosystem, this economy that he created is backward.
Come on.
That's why we are where we are right now.
Right.
That's all I
Nah,
got.
and if I may, sir,
Right.
people do not understand this. You don't know why you have so many problems. You go against the natural order of things. Here's what you do. The Lord say, don't smoke weed. You know what you do? That's the natural order of things, to not smoke weed. You know what you do? You don't smoke weed. The Lord say, don't deal drugs, which is the natural way of things. You know what you do? You deal drugs. The Lord tells you not to be gay. I don't know. I don't even know. I was in a bar last night. LA, downtown LA, one of my favorite bars. I'm not gonna name him, I'm not gonna give him a shout out. I'm in one of my favorite bars downtown LA. I'm talking with these two sisters, Judites, of course. I'm chatting with these two sisters that are a little bit older than me. The names that you cannot use for a person in that community is crazy. I don't want to use it because I don't know if we're gonna get cut off. She was like, I don't think you can call them homosexual. You gotta call them gays. I don't know what I can use.
Because now it's like different terms are offensive now.
It's unnatural. Why do I have to sit here and mince my words for what you is? What you is isn't natural. You are the reason the world is the way it is. You the reason why we in poverty. You the reason why we're poor. You the reason why we got high blood pressure. You're the reason why we leave the earth and heart disease. Because you do everything that's unnatural. You do everything that's what? Not good. I digress. Verse 25. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind.
After what?
After his kind.
After his kind.
Come on.
Meaning their kind and only their kind.
Come on.
So if a monkey having sex with a zebra,
Stop.
it's not gonna work.
It
You're
don't
not
make-
gonna get
Come on.
a zunky or whatever
Whatever that is.
whatever that is. You're not gonna get that. Okay, a monkey got to be with a monkey. Zebra got to be with a zebra. Blah blah blah. You get the point, right? Keep going.
And you're not supposed to, if I may.
Go ahead.
Again, I don't want no mixed breed babies. That is weird. First of all, them people come out confused as hell. Think about it like it. It's confused as hell. Think about you got a black child with a white. It's confusion. They don't know which side to choose. So you have the Lord made the earth the way he wanted to make the earth. He made everything the way he wanted to make it, and you go against it. And guess what? It's not good. It's like, go ahead. It's like, and God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind.
After their kind. Yet again, keep going.
And everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good.
He said, what?
It was good.
It was good. Meaning, this is okay.
Right.
These zebras are going to be with other zebras.
Right.
These antelope are going to be with other antelope. These spiders are going to be with spiders.
Right.
And that's how it's going to be.
Right.
Same thing when it comes to, it'll be the next class. I'm
Come
not
on.
going to give it all the way, but when it
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
to the creation of us, Israel, Moab, give me another one. Edom.
Edom.
You got Ishmael,
Elam.
Elam, like all these different nations,
Japheth.
Japhetic people. We all people, right? We're all
Right.
people, But guess what happened? At one time, we were all what? Separated.
Right. Tower Bible.
We were separated because the Lord wanted the Moabites to be with Moabites.
Right.
Esau, you're going to be with the Edomites. Israel will be with Israel, so on and so forth. You get the point, right? But then what happened? Just like how you said, I just want to use this one analogy, not analogy, example, it's like it, and we're going to wrap it up in a little bit. When it comes to having, you call it mixed children. Of course, we can break that down later. It's actually, you can break it down in Genesis later on, but you know who your father is, right? We know this in school, right? But sadly, there's a lot of people out there that they don't know. I actually watched there's someone on TikTok. She's a sister. I believe she's either Judah or Benjamin. I'm not sure. Long story short, her father was in the military.
Okay.
Was stationed out in Japan.
Okay.
I've heard the story like a thousand.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Go out there. You're gonna mess with the local women.
Of course.
Japanese women. So now you have sex with a Japanese woman. Now you got this. They call them Blasian or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. That child. That's her daddy's child. Right. But she grew up in Japan. And you want to know about Japan? They're homogeneous. They're a very homogeneous society, meaning that they all look alike. But there's a reason for that, because they dwell within their own kind. When you look different, it doesn't matter if you got one Japanese parent. It doesn't matter if you were born and raised in Japan and you speak Japanese better than some of the Japanese people. Guess what? You're not Japanese.
Right.
You're not them. They will not consider you them. That sister, even though she had other features, but you could tell like she had darker skin and hair. So
Right.
You could tell that's a sister.
Right.
She would say, even though I've been born here, lived here my whole life, she learned how to speak Japanese before she spoke English. She didn't feel welcome.
Of course.
She didn't feel welcome. She felt out of place. She was raised by her mother. What's the dishonor when you're daddy? Dishonor on him because now you're a deadbeat dad. You done left your daughter up in Japan.
That's a crazy thing to be.
Yeah. So now you're a deadbeat dad. You left her. Now your daughter has an identity crisis.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the
because
word.
now she doesn't, in her mind, Japanese. I got a Japanese mom. I live in Japan. I got Japanese blood, but you're not Japanese.
Come on.
You're not really that. Because why? The Lord never wanted that.
Come on.
The Lord is not the author of
confusion.
That's the whole thing. Everything was made because it worked.
Come on.
So
it was good.
Now that liger confused.
Boy, I can't say the word, but yeah.
Yeah. But that liger confused. They don't know what it is. Can't even reproduce. He's just like,
he's a little special. He like that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
This is special.
But point being is, the Lord has made, and we'll get into the creation of man next class. Right. And again, that just shows you again, we didn't even talk about the creation of man yet. We talking about
got there.
We got there, but we won't know where we're gonna get there next class. Whole point being is everything was made the way it's supposed to.
Right.
This is the ecosystem that the Lord made because it was good.
Right. It was good.
That's all I got.
We pretty much broke everything down. We done broke everything down all the way up to the 5th day. Look, if you just called on today, you need to go back and watch the last couple weeks. We showing you how the word was created. We showing you what the Lord made. We showing you how the Lord made it. Think about it spiritually. Don't think about it carnally. Don't look at it as just earth. Think about you. Think about you. Here, and I've been emphasizing this so much because it has affected me in these last few weeks of teaching this. How am I supposed to be for the Lord? I want to be presentable for the Lord. I don't want that that debate with Michael and Satan about should I be with the Lord or not. I don't want that. Here's what I want. I want the Lord to say, there's no stain on that brother's record, and he good. Yeah, right. And that's what I want. And that's why I work. That's why you should work. You should work just like Christ worked. You should work just like the angels work to make sure something was good and presentable for the Lord. You should be good and presentable for the Lord. Whatever you are dealing with, ask yourself, is it righteous? Ask yourself, is it in the spirit? Ask yourself, is it good and presentable for the Lord? If you have a doubt in your mind that what you're doing is not righteous, don't do it. Just don't do it. I promise you, I can promise you this. Whatever you're going through, the Lord will provide a way out of that temptation, and you will work yourself and you will make your election sure. If you are a wife to a man, if you are a prophetess, ask yourself, is what I'm doing profitable to this man? If you are a man that is in this school, if you are a man that's trying to do better, ask yourself, is what I'm doing profitable not only to the Lord, but to this woman? It's a team effort. Christ didn't make everything on his own. He had help. The Lord just gave out the blueprint for people to make it. And he asked Christ, who is the head of all the angels, who is in charge, he asked them to help him. We all need help. We all need to be better. We all need to perfect ourselves to show the Lord that what we are doing is what? Good, presentable. Be somebody that the Lord looks on and say, it's good. I'm going to send them back into a better body. When I come back, when Christ come back, after these 1,000 years, after we got to go through this nonsense to rebuild the earth, when Christ come back, be somebody that the Lord sees after you pass away and be like, now I'm going to send them back so Christ can put a crown on your head. Be that. Be a sister that marries her brothers like that. You know why? You ain't never going to have to work again. You don't have to work. You can get pampered and niggas going to carry you on a damn whatever the thing is. It's going to be 4 brothers from the left, right, all the way to the back. They're going to carry you. They're going to carry you. You know why? Because your feet are going to be so precious. You're going to be so precious that your feet don't have to touch the dust of the ground.
If I could, it ain't going to be brothers doing that.
Heathens. Yes, Salaki, if I may. They're going to hold you up and you're going to walk. And you're not going to walk. They're going to hold you up and you're going to be out there and you're going to be sitting on the thing with your little fan, eating your little grapes. And you're going to be like, I'm good. You know why? I'm good and my man is good. And guess what? Your children are going to be good. Why? Because we have now made ourselves good and presentable for the Lord. Salaki, I digress.
Yeah, that's pretty much it on that. And if I could, just one more thing. You know, this also shows order. Because the whole reason why all this was done was because those angels and those divine beings executed the orders that were given unto them.
Come on, sir.
Now, let's say them angels didn't want to do that. I'm tired. I don't want to do that.
Come on.
I don't want to. I don't want to make the ocean that way. But guess what? There'd be no us.
No us.
Lord might have got rid of them. Made a new angel. You out of here.
On Neptune.
So it's like that's it. That's it on that. The water for everybody that tuned in. Good.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that being said, Madium, just me and the brother up here.
Salaki. Laya Shala, which means to Israel.
Sorry, it's me. Sorry.
Salaki, y'all. Amayim Wapan Yahakwadam, which means to rise and face the east. We'll be doing the prayers. I'll be doing it in Hebrew. Officer Atazan will be doing it in English. It's the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malak Waka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. The thunder now. The calm. Call. Your woman. Wasalak Lanawa. Kabwa Waski now. Kasalak now. Kawawathyanawa,
Kabawathyanawa,
Wala
Wala
Babaya Anawa,
Kabayanawa,
Malasayawan,
Masaiwan,
Abal,
Oh,
Awashinawa,
Shinawa,
Mayan,
Yan,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Ya,
Laka,
Ka,
Hamalakwa,
Hamalakwa,
Waha Allah,
Wahala,
Waha Da Pa'ara,
Para,
La I Wilamium,
Lawalumya,
Amam.
Aman. That is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father,
Our
which
Father,
art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name,
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread,
And forgive us our debt
and forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors,
And lead us not
and lead us not
into
into
temptation,
temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom
thine is the kingdom
and the power
and the power
and the glory
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Amen. This is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Babu Kashai,
Yahushua,
the thunder Nawa,
Nathanael,
Hakak,
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 Narpa'a,
La'ah,
Kal Maka Allah,
Kal Makala,
Wakal Malawa,
Kal Madawa,
Hakak,
Hakak,
not a heart,
Latahar,
Ha Matazarayim,
Hamatazurayim,
Hakak,
Hakak,
La Koyim,
Laquayim,
Hamathim,
Hamathim,
Hakak,
Hakak.
Al Raka Awah,
Salaki. Go ahead.
Al Raka Awah,
All Rakawa,
Hatama Allah,
Atama Allah,
the Garshan,
Ba'ashem,
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 Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Go Water,
Go water,
Aman,
Aman. Now in English, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
please
please
give us the power,
give us the power
power to heal
to heal
all manner of sickness,
all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease,
and all manner of disease,
power to cleanse the
the
leper,
power to cleanse the leper,
the power to raise the
the
dead,
power to raise the dead,
the power against unclean
the power
spirits,
against unclean spirits,
to cast them out
to cast them out
in the name
in the name
of Yahweh.
of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Right. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah,
Barakatah,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Why Yahweh Shai?
Yahweh,
Why Ma'ika Allah?
Wamiaka
Why
Allah,
Allah Hayim?
Hayim,
Batazab Ya'ah?
Tarzab Ya'ah,
Allah Wap Yahana?
Wap
Ha Allah Wap Yam?
Wap,
Asawanyam?
Hasawan,
Hakwatazayonyam?
Hakpatazayon,
Haka Ayoyonyam?
Hakayayoy,
Waha Agwatyam?
Waha Akwat,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem?
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai?
Yahushua,
Go water?
Go water,
Amen.
Amen. Now in English, bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushua,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels.
commanding General Yohana,
Commander Juniana,
the generals,
the generals,
captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troop,
the troopers,
and the sisters,
and the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Yenya,
all, Harya,
Hoya,
Ma'ayun,
Yun,
Yaba'ah,
Ma'ah,
Azoya,
Zoya,
Azoya,
Zoya,
Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha,
Sure.
Shemayim, Ba'aratazah, Al Yathan, Namawat, Ragalka, all, Yalawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yalawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Al Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Bala Yala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Bakal, right, Yashamar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza Afka, Wabu Aka, Ma'aita, I will.
It's Psalms 121 of the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my
From
help?
whence cometh my help?
My help comes from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot
He
to
will
be
not
moved.
suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall not slumber
shall not slumber
nor sleep.
nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by
The
day,
sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by
nor
night.
the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve
The
thee
Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going
The
out
Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even
and even
forevermore.
forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
All Damaya.
Damaya.
The Ka.
The Ka.
All the Karash.
Sakarash.
But all
All.
the Shakwat.
What?
All
All.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Hana.
Hana.
Awa Yab Yaka.
Awa Yabyaka.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ash.
Al Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Ya'ai Rayamwa.
I am what?
So like Ya'ai Rayamwa.
I am what?
Sawada
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Ya
Ya'ai Tazawa.
I can say what?
Al Tazapawanyaka. Arma Wa.
What?
Nakawa. Wala Kakila. Magaya.
Oh,
Wala
well, I.
that's a card.
That's called.
Shum.
Shum.
That's your Allah.
That's your Allah.
Awada.
I would do.
Kaya.
Yeah.
Now what I Tazawa.
Why I can say what?
Laba. Yakadwa.
The cow.
Alika.
Al you.
Bariyat.
Or ya.
Yakarutwa.
Like a raffle.
Ahaya.
Oh,
Adawam.
I the one.
Why?
Wow.
That's a ma.
That's your mind.
Alayum.
All young.
Mawa
My
Abba.
wallet.
Wahagarya.
Going.
Gabal.
Oh.
Why I'm a one.
Why I'm one.
Why I'm a lock.
Why I'm alive.
Halashaf.
How shot.
Ain Yashabda.
I ain't your shot.
Taza war.
Taza war.
Gum.
Go.
Asha war.
Asha war.
Nala war.
What?
Amam. Haya war.
What?
Zara why.
What?
Labunya.
What?
La wat.
What?
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
I shut.
Lahum.
Lahum.
Kamagdim.
Kamadian.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabian.
Banakal.
Call.
Kuyashwan.
Quayash one.
Nasa ma wa.
Shama wa.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Dara.
Dara.
Haya war.
Hey, what?
Daman.
The money.
La dama.
Ladama.
Shatamwa.
Shatamwa.
Nada.
Da.
Yabawa.
Damawa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Wakaza Abba.
Kazab.
Wakaza Bak.
Kazaba.
Wakaza Zarmalai.
Kazomana.
Call.
Oh.
That's a Yakunwa.
So yakin wa.
Ashar.
Sure.
Amawa.
Wa.
Naya Rasha.
Yeah, sure.
Nanawa.
Wa.
Af. Nawa.
Now what?
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
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 Shatamwa.
Shatamwa.
Kagagala.
Goggle.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Panya.
Rabaka.
Rock. Ah.
Kaash.
Ah.
Daba Ira.
Ira.
The Ira.
Ira.
Wa.
Wow.
Kalahaba.
Ba.
Dalahat.
Ha.
Horium.
Hurry up.
Kun.
Come.
Dawa Dama.
Sorry. That.
Masa Irika.
Cause Ira.
Wabasa.
What's up?
Wapavka.
Path.
Dabahal. Dabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Mala'a.
Malaa.
Panyahum.
Panyahum.
Kwalawam.
One.
Waya.
Waya.
Makwashwa.
Shamka.
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 Yahawa.
Yeah.
Yabashwa.
Bashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Ahawa.
Oh.
Aya Ai.
Waya.
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 Kaparwa.
Oh.
Waya.
Waya.
Ibadwa.
Bob.
Waya.
Waya.
Dawa.
What?
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha. Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
How?
The Baka.
Bob.
Alyuan.
How?
Alcohol.
How?
How Rataza.
This is Psalm 83 in English. It's like, keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
O God.
For lo,
For
thine enemies,
make
a tumult.
a tumult.
They that hate
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people
against thy people
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come
Come
and let us cut them
and
off
let us cut them off
from being a
from
nation.
being a nation.
That the name of
That the
Israel
name of Israel
may be no more
may
remembered.
be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of
The
Edom
tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
Moab
of Moab
Hagarenes
and Hagarenes,
Gabal
Gabal
and
and Ammon
Ammon
and Amalek,
the Philistines
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also was joined with them.
Assur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as to the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of Kasun,
which perished at Endor,
which purged and endured.
they became as dung for the earth.
They became a dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Orel
like Zaid,
and like Zaid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all their princes
as Zabah,
as Sabbath
and as Amun,
and as Amun,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of God
the houses of God
in
in
possession.
possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the
as
wind,
a stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burns the wood,
and as the flames set the mountains on
and as
fire.
the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy temper
and make them afraid
and make them
with
afraid
thy storm.
that storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Lord,
Oh Lord,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and purged,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
are the most high
over all the
over all the earth.
Sorry. If there are any sisters who would want to be anointed, come up. Yes. All right. So, that's cool. All right. So now, me and Priest Mausa Alatazah, we're doing the anointing prayer. So just repeat after me.
Sir.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Washamorka.
Washamarka.
Ya'ar.
Ya'ar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alika.
Alika.
Waya.
Waya.
Kunka.
Kunka.
Yasha'a.
Yasha'a.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alika.
Alika.
Waya.
Waya.
Shamlaka.
Shamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahusha.
Yahusha.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun.
Na'ayin.
Nine. Nine. Nine.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
The water of man.
The water Aman.
Now, what we said in the English was Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious. And his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, protect. Now, and with that being said, guys on the top, that's
Really good class.